J.D. Haltigan is a developmental psychologist with a focus on psychopathology and early childhood experiences. He completed his PhD at the University of Miami, followed by postdoctoral work at the University of Illinois and University of Ottawa. From 2016 to 2023, he held an appointment at the University of Toronto in the Department of Psychiatry. However, he became increasingly uncomfortable with the direction of research and discourse in academia, particularly around issues of gender and mental health. This led him to leave his position and return to Pittsburgh, where he now works part-time at a deli while continuing to engage in academic work and commentary on social issues. Haltigan explains that developmental psychology studies human development across the lifespan, from infancy through old age. It examines cognitive, emotional, and social development, including how relationships with parents impact a child's growth. Key figures in the field include John Piaget, John Bowlby, and Lev Vygotsky. Attachment theory, developed by Bowlby and others, looks at how early relationships shape a child's emotional regulation and future relationships. The discussion touches on Freud's contributions, including his identification of the Oedipus complex and insights into how parental relationships can impact psychopathology. While Freud tended to overly sexualize his theories, his work highlighted important dynamics like the potential danger of mothers extending infantile care for too long. Object relations theorists like D.W. Winnicott built on this, emphasizing the importance of good enough parenting that allows children to develop autonomy. Peterson and Haltigan discuss how current cultural trends may be impacting child development and emotional regulation. They note a tendency toward overprotectiveness and helicopter parenting that can inhibit children's ability to develop independence and resilience. This connects to broader cultural shifts, including older parents having fewer children and being more economically able to indulge their wants. The conversation touches on how social media and screen time may be interfering with crucial face-to-face interactions and imaginative play that support healthy development. There is concern that delayed identity formation in adolescence and young adulthood may be partly due to lack of earlier opportunities for dramatic play and identity exploration. A significant portion of the discussion focuses on how cluster B personality disorders, including narcissistic, histrionic, borderline, and antisocial personality disorders, may be influencing current cultural and political dynamics. Haltigan notes that social media seems to amplify many traits associated with these disorders, such as attention-seeking, emotional volatility, and aggression. Peterson raises the possibility that some political and ideological movements may be providing cover for individuals with these traits to act out destructive impulses while claiming moral righteousness. They discuss how the abolition of traditional hierarchies and structures can lead to chaos that enables more extreme personalities to dominate. Haltigan shares his experiences navigating academia, including challenges he faced due to his willingness to speak out against what he saw as ideological capture of scientific discourse. Despite a strong publication record, he found himself increasingly at odds with prevailing attitudes in psychology departments, particularly around gender issues and diversity initiatives. The conversation touches on broader issues in academia, including concerns about political bias in hiring, the use of diversity statements as ideological litmus tests, and a perceived decline in scientific rigor in favor of ideologically driven research. Both Peterson and Haltigan express deep concern about the state of psychological research and its potential long-term impacts on the field and society. A key theme throughout the discussion is the importance of scientific integrity and the pursuit of truth, even when it conflicts with prevailing narratives or personal career interests. Peterson shares examples from his own research career of prioritizing replication and accuracy over quick publications. Both express worry that current academic culture may be undermining the fundamental principles of scientific inquiry. They discuss the possibility of a return to more independent or amateur scientific work outside of traditional academic structures, noting historical precedents for this. While acknowledging the challenges, they see potential for new models of scientific collaboration and publication to emerge in response to perceived failures in the current system. The conversation frequently returns to broader societal implications of the trends they observe in psychology and academia. They discuss concerns about the normalization of certain forms of psychopathology, the potential dangers of unconstrained pluralism in identity and morality, and the risks of dismantling traditional social structures without adequate replacements. Peterson raises a particularly stark hypothesis about the potential consequences of continually centering increasingly marginal identities or experiences, suggesting it could lead to a destructive cycle that ultimately harms the very groups it aims to uplift. Haltigan agrees, noting similar concerns about the push for pluralism in developmental psychopathology, potentially leading to a breakdown of useful diagnostic categories. Haltigan shares his current situation, working part-time at a deli while continuing to engage in research and mentoring students on a volunteer basis. He expresses both the challenges of this transition and the satisfaction of staying true to his principles. He mentions ongoing legal action he's involved with, challenging diversity statement requirements in academic hiring. Peterson commends Haltigan's integrity and willingness to speak out, even at personal cost. They discuss the importance of maintaining one's conscience and the potential long-term benefits of standing firm in one's convictions, even when facing professional setbacks. The conversation concludes with both expressing hope for positive change in academia and psychological research, while acknowledging the significant challenges ahead. They emphasize the need for continued engagement and the possibility of new models for scientific work emerging from the current crisis. Throughout the discussion, Peterson and Haltigan demonstrate a shared concern for the state of psychological research and its broader cultural impacts. They highlight the importance of maintaining scientific integrity, the dangers of ideological capture in academia, and the potential societal consequences of current trends in developmental psychology and related fields. While the tone is often critical and at times pessimistic, there is also an underlying current of determination to continue pursuing truth and speaking out against perceived distortions or misapplications of psychological science. The conversation provides a window into the challenges faced by researchers who find themselves at odds with prevailing academic culture, while also exploring potential paths forward for both individuals and the field as a whole. The discussion touches on a wide range of topics, from specific issues in developmental psychology to broader cultural and philosophical questions about the nature of truth, identity, and social organization. It reflects deep engagement with both scientific literature and real-world observations, offering a multifaceted exploration of the current state of psychology as an academic discipline and its relationship to broader societal trends.